Hi yogis, it's Bri. Welcome to week 2 of 30 Days of Mindful Movement. Our theme this week is air, and when I think of air, of course I think of inversions, which is why this class is called Flow and Fly. Now I also think of lightness. So a lot of times when we're thinking about being light, stepping forward lightly, landing lightly, it has to do with focusing in on the transitions. So we're really going to focus in on the small movements, on our breath, and become really present in this practice. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, Aloe Yoga's YouTube channel, as well as comment below. So let's get started in child's pose. Make sure you're at the middle of your mat. Your big toes are touching. You can have your knees together if you're looking for a little more support for the back body, or your knees apart if you're looking for more space. Take your arms forward and your forehead down to the mat. Relax your arms for now. Allow your shoulders to relax as well as the neck. Then the skin on your forehead gently creases towards your nose. And that just helps all of the muscles in your face and your neck relax. Bring your attention to your breathing. And with each exhalation, looking to release, let go, create a little more space between you and the things that distract you all day long. This is your time to dedicate to yourself on your yoga mat. And that intention in itself can help you feel a bit lighter during this practice. Let's take a clearing breath together. Inhale. Sigh it out. Exhale. Stretch the arms forward. Spread the fingers wide. And rise up into tabletop position. Gazing down at your hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Just making sure your hands are shoulders distance. Turn the hands out slightly so the index fingers point forward, especially if you're a bit tight or weak in the shoulders and wrists. Grip down through the fingertips. Push down through the index finger knuckles, keeping the arms straight. Move the knees back just a little bit. Tuck your toes under as you inhale. Exhale, lift the knees up, pressing the hips up, downward facing dog. Keep weight forward in the fingertips, but spread the shoulder blades wide across the back to find space around the neck. Then trying to feel a bit of lightness as you lift the outer hips up and back. Draw your ribs and navel in. Once again, coming back to the concept that lightness is achieved by finding strength and support. Then inhale, rise up high to the balls of your feet. As you exhale, bend your left knee and press your right heel down towards the mat. It doesn't matter if the heel actually touches the ground or not. We're just looking for some space, some stretch sensation from the calf muscle, maybe all the way up through the hamstring. Then inhale, rise to the balls of the feet again. Bend your right knee, straighten your left leg. And once again, finding that stretch sensation across the back of your left leg. And inhale, rise up back to the balls of your feet. Root your heels towards the earth if they don't quite touch. And if you're rounding quite a lot in the back body, put a little bend in your knees. Now let's use the next few moments of the practice. We're going to practice a couple of rounds of vinyasa together to really link our breath with our movement, bringing our minds right here, right now to this present moment. Use the inhalation to shift your shoulders over your wrists. You might need to step your feet back so the balls of the feet are underneath your heels. Plank pose. Really draw the ribs and the navel in. Firm the inner thighs together. Spread the shoulder blades wide. You're solid as a plank. Remember, the transitions are just as important as the poses. So before you go to chaturanga, inhale, shift all the way forward to the tips of the toes. The shoulders come past the wrists. Put your knees down for this first one and use the full exhalation to bend your elbows. Don't let the shoulders go below the elbows. Lift the shoulder tips. Then untuck the toes, bring your pelvis, your belly all the way down. Inhale, lift up into cobra pose, lifting the shoulders, pulling the hands back towards the feet. Tuck the toes under and exhale, push back onto the knees, straightening the arms, finding this longer tabletop, then lift the knees up, downward facing dog. So that's a great modification for a vinyasa for those of you who need the modification. Feel free to continue doing that. Otherwise, we're going to take 2 more traditional vinyasas, 1 breath per movement. Inhale, shift forward into plank. Then all the way forward to the tips of the toes. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Deep breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog, using your core to lift. 1 more time. Inhale, shift forward into plank pose. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga, strong arms. Inhale, open the front body, upward facing dog. Exhale, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Great job. I don't know about you, but my arms are tired. Walk your hands back towards your feet, remembering that we're just human. If you get tired at any moment, you can always take a child's pose. But you're at the back of the mat in Uttanasana. Inhale to a flat back, fingertips underneath the shoulders. Let's just balance out the wrists a little bit because that was a lot. Padahastasana, hands underneath the feet. You lift 1 foot up, slide the hand all the way underneath till the toes are at the creases of the wrists, and do the same for the other side. Take a deep inhalation, drawing the shoulder blades down the back. Then as you exhale, think about pressing the elbows towards the shins as you fold. Traditionally, the elbows go out wide. Personally, I don't feel as much of a stretch as when I'm pulling the elbows into the midline and pressing the forearms towards the shins. That really counters all of the wrist extension that we do in our yoga practice. Deep breath. Then inhale to a flat back, fingertips underneath the shoulders once again, and exhale, walking all the way back into downward facing dog. Bringing your feet together, gripping firmly with the fingertips. Shorten your stance just slightly by stepping your feet just slightly forward. Look forward towards your hands. Firm the thighs in, lift the low belly. Rise up high to your toes and bend your knees. Inhale. Exhale, hop forward to the front of the mat. Inhale to a flat back and exhale, fold. Just take a moment to observe the quality of that transition. For some of us, maybe hopping forward feels really heavy. So my goal in this part of the practice today is to really help you begin to build the tools to make that transition, that jumping forward, a little bit lighter. Pushing down through the feet. Inhale, rising all the way up towards standing. Exhale, drawing your hands to your heart. Let's move through Surya A. Inhale, reaching the arms out to come up. Exhale, forward folding down through center. Inhale to a flat back. Now, the first thing with transitions in a Surya A is a lot of us like to learn or like to practice jumping back into chaturanga. Now, a lot of times when we jump back and our feet land really, really hard. That's not really great for your body, especially the low back. So think of your arms as if they were shock absorbers. So when you're jumping back, you're actually landing in a chaturanga. Let's try it. Hands come down as you inhale. Bend the knees. Already bending the elbows in chaturanga, then jumping the feet back nice and soft. Inhale, upward facing dog. Great job. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now, one of my favorite ways to practice jumping forward lightly is that you need to know that your hips need to go up and then come down. If the hips never go up, then the feet land really hard. So grab a block, place it either the medium height or the tall height underneath your belly button in downward facing dog. Bring your feet together. We're going to jump over this block. Look forward as you inhale, rise high to the toes. Bend the knees and exhale, kick your heels to the butt and land your feet at the front of the mat. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale to fold. Just move the block to the side for now. Inhale, rising all the way up towards standing. Exhale, hands to your heart. Let's keep moving. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. We get another try at this. Inhale to a flat back. So step back just a little bit, feet together. Plant your palms flat, at least a little bit in front of your toes. Bend your knees and lean your weight forward. Put a little bend in the elbows, squeeze the elbows in, and jump the feet softly back as you land in chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Grab that block, should be handy underneath the belly button. Maybe this time the tall height, that's what I'm gonna do. Make sure you don't jump around the block though. Bring your feet together as you inhale, rise to the toes, bend the knees, and exhale, heels to butt. Land softly. Push down through the hands to land softly. Inhale to a flat back, just move the block to the side. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rising all the way up towards standing. Exhale, hands to your heart. Great job. That's a great thing to practice. Remember, it's the practice that builds all of that strength, all of that proprioception or mind-body connection. We'll make it our way to the back of the mat. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, plant your palms and try it out. Jump back. Chaturanga, feet land softly. Inhale, lift your heart up high. Exhale, downward facing dog. If you need a child's pose, take a child's pose. You can move your block out of your way for now. We won't be needing it. Maybe you can hold your down dog. We're just here for a couple more breaths. Great job. We're really looking for that lightness in our practice. And if you haven't noticed by now, it's not that easy to find. Actually, lightness comes from us engaging and really finding a strong mind-body connection. If you're in child's pose, come back to downward facing dog. And let's keep moving. Another transition that's so important in the yoga practice is stepping forward. Now, a lot of times when you step forward, you feel really heavy. The foot comes forward. When you realize that it's all about body mechanics and being able to lift your shoulders, lift your hips up. So inhale, reach your right leg up and back, bend the knee, open the hip. We're gonna warm up the front body here. As you exhale, bring your right knee forward between your elbows. Now, the more we lift our hips, the less we feel it in the front body. So slide the left foot back. Bring your hips down a bit like plank pose. Shoulders stacked over the wrists. Now point your right toes and pull your right knee in between the elbows. Spread the shoulder blades wide. That protraction will give you space. Ooh, that's hard. Let's do it 2 more times. Inhale, reach the right leg straight up and back. Exhale, right knee between the elbows. Spread the shoulder blades. That's the key. Inhale, reach it up and back. 1 more. Exhale, right knee between the elbows. Now, keep spreading the shoulder blades, doming your upper back. This time, lift your hips up. Push through the hands. Flex your right foot and see how slowly, then softly you can step that right foot forward. Not easy, but doable with practice. Put your left knee down onto the ground. Place your left hand underneath your left shoulder and inhale, sweep your right arm up towards the sky. Finding a simple twist. Drawing the shoulder blades down, opening from the right collarbone. Nice to be off both of the hands. Reach your right arm back, and if it's available to you, lift your left foot up, grab your left foot with your right hand. First, push the foot into the hand to open that right shoulder. We need it after we used our shoulders so much just then. Then pull your left heel in. That's stretching into the hip flexors, the quadriceps, all of those muscles in the front body we just used. Now, paying attention once again to transitions. I really like this transition, but it takes us focusing on our body. So reach the left foot back, tuck the toes under. Sweep the right arm up, then bring it all the way down to the inside of the right foot. Lift your left knee up and spin the left heel down, lining the right heel up with the left arch of the foot. Then the right hand stays down, or you're on the right fingertips. Sweep your left arm up towards the sky. You end up in Parshva Konasana. Now opening the inner groins and the adductors, strengthening the outer right hip. Bend deeply into the right knee. Draw the low belly in. Push down firmly through your feet and inhale, rise up straight into a reverse warrior, flipping your right palm. Inhale, reach up and back. Exhale, windmill your hands down, framing your right foot, you're on your fingertips. Come to the ball of your left foot, so you're squaring your hips, rolling the inner left thigh up to the sky. Slide your right foot back towards the middle of the mat and stand up on your right foot. Your left leg is lifted, point your left toes, pull the navel in, the ribs in. If needed, bend the right knee to get your palms flat down on the mat. Push down through the hands, gaze between the wrists. Rise up onto the ball of your right foot, bend the right knee. So we're gonna catch some air. We're gonna hang out in the air a little bit here. You're gonna hop your right foot up off the ground. It's fine if you get just a tiny bit off the ground, but think about reaching your left toes up and pulling your right thigh bone in towards the pelvis. Keep your arms nice and strong, pushing firmly through the index finger knuckles. And when you're done hopping, you can always take it back through the vinyasa. If you're getting tired with the vinyasas, you can skip them and step straight back to down dog. Now let's do it on the other side. Feet together. You've got this. Inhale, left leg rises up and back. Bend the knee, open the hip. Exhale, bring your left knee forward between the elbows, shoulders over the wrists. Most of us need to slide our right foot back a bit, hips in line with the shoulders, spread the shoulder blades wide, point the left toes, pull the left knee forward and up. 2 more. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bring it forward. Woo. Inhale, reach, really feeling the front body grip. Exhale, bring it forward. Now, really spread the shoulder blades, lift the hips up, flex your left foot, and as lightly as possible, step your left foot between your hands. Doesn't matter if you get halfway forward, as long as it was light. And how you make it light is by really lifting the rest of the body away from the ground. Then you can use your left hand to step the foot forward. Place your right knee down. Right hand stays underneath the right shoulder. Inhale, sweep your left arm up towards the sky. A nice simple twist here. Opening from the collarbones, making sure to draw the shoulder blades down the back. Finding that expansion. Even here you can find some lightness, trying not to really press like all of your weight down into that right hand. As you draw the shoulder blades down, you'll feel that lifting action. Reach your left hand back, if available to you. Grab your right foot with your left hand from the outside pinky toe edge and push the foot back to open the shoulders. That'll alleviate the pressure and the weight in the right hand. Then pull your right heel in towards your glute, stretching across all of those muscles that stabilize our pelvis. Now for that transition into side angles. So release your right foot back down, tuck the toes under, sweep your left arm with an inhale up and then all the way down to the inside of your left foot. Tuck the right toes under, lift the right knee up, spin the right heel down, lining the left heel up with the right arch. Then that right hand reaches up towards the sky, Parshva Konasana. If it's too much for you, you can come onto the fingertips, maybe even left elbow to the left knee. Thinking or feeling the left inner groin begin to stretch. Pushing down firmly through your feet. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Finding that deep bend in your left knee. Exhale, windmill the hands down, framing the left foot, spinning to the ball of the right foot, rolling the right inner thigh up towards the sky. Slide your left foot back and lift your right foot up. So we're not doing a standing splits. This is more like a warrior 3, supported with the hands on the ground. Keep the hips squared, firm the thighs in, draw the low belly and the ribs in. Hands flat underneath the shoulders, gaze between the wrists. Inhale to the ball of the left foot, bend the left knee, and once again, just tiny little hops will do. We're looking for lightness, and at first, if you feel heavy, you just know you need a little more engagement around the muscles that support the pelvis. That could be your core. That could be your leg muscles, specifically the adductors, the ones that squeeze the thighs together. Maybe you find a bit of flight time, upside down, and slowly lower down, vinyasa. And skipping those vinyasas if needed. Downward facing dog. All right, let's keep moving. Bring your feet together. We'll do the poses we've already done and add on some more. Inhale, right leg rises up and back. Bend the knee, open the hip. Exhale, knee between the elbows. Instead of doing 3, let's just do 1. So spread the shoulder blades wide, lift the hips up, push down through the hands, flex the right foot and step it forward. Place the left knee down and inhale, reach your right arm up, all the way back if possible to the left foot. Push the left foot into the right hand.
Sweep the right arm up and then down to the inside of the right foot. Spin the left heel down, reaching your right arm up. Parshvakonasana. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Then exhale, coming into a warrior two position. From here, turn the palms up. Straighten the right leg, bringing the arms up. Goddess pose. Turn the heels in, the toes out, bending the knees. Sweeping the hands down towards the knees, pushing the knees out wide, tipping the pelvis slightly forward. You're going to inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, right shoulder to the midline. Left shoulder opens. I love this twist. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the other side. Inhale back to center. Reach the arms up. Straighten your legs. Turn the toes in, the heels out, bringing your hands to your hips. Lengthen the spine as you inhale. Exhale, folding all the way down. Prasarita Padottanasana. Bringing the hands to the ground. You can enjoy this standing inversion if you don't want to go upside down. If you'd like to join me in a tuck pike variation of tripod headstand, make sure the crown of the head is down on the mat. Then take your hands underneath your elbows, elbows bent. Now, push down through the hands so the shoulder tips lift. Heel toe the feet a little closer. You're going to pull one heel to a butt, maybe the right foot, and place the knee on the tricep. The more that you point the toes and pull the heel to your buttock, the lighter you're going to feel on your arms. Push down through the hands again and do the same thing with the other foot, big toes touching. Stay here for this one. We'll go upside down on the other side. But notice if my pelvis is sagging down and my shoulders are dropping, there's a lot more weight going down. You want the energy lifting, so push down through the hands. Lift the shoulder tips. Pull the heels towards your butt. That'll let the energy rise up, make you feel as light as air. From here, bring one foot down, then the other back into Prasarita Padottanasana. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, hands to the hips. Inhale, rising all the way to standing. Back into that warrior two. Right toes point forward, left heel back. Open the arms out wide. Inhale, straighten the right leg, sitting down into the left leg for that surfer's lunge at the back of the mat. Open the arms out wide. Exhale, standing splits at the front of the mat. Making that transition nice and smooth. If you want to see it again, I'm pushing down through my right heel, really paying attention to the transition of my body. As I lean, I can keep my hands on the ground. I push through that right foot and push off the left foot to lift up. Standing splits. Inhale to a flat back. You can always take it back through the vinyasa or plant the hands flat. Take a few hops. If you want to add a bit of cardio into the practice, you can switch your legs. This is one of my favorite things to do to help take my mind off the fact that I'm handstanding, switching my legs back and forth, and then step it back or hop it back through the vinyasa. As we get tired, our transitions get a little bit heavier. If that's you right now, come back to your breath, take a rest. We really want to help ourselves feel as light and present as possible. Let's do the other side. Feet together. Inhale, left leg rises up and back. Bend the knee, open the hip. Exhale, knee between the elbows. Remember, push down through the hands. Lift everything away from the ground. Then the flex of the foot brings the foot forward nice and light. Bring the right heel down. Inhale, simple twist. Left arm up. And then maybe back towards the right foot. Push the foot into the hand. Open the shoulder. Use the inhalation to sweep the left hand down to the inside of the foot. Into side angle, spin the right heel down. Reach the right arm up. Push down through the feet. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, warrior two on the left side. Bring your palms up. Turn the heels in, the toes out. Bend into the knees, goddess. Bringing your hands down to the knees as you inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist. Right shoulder in, left shoulder opens. Inhale back to center. Exhale, left shoulder in. Ooh, right shoulder opens. That feels really good. Inhale back to center. Reach your arms up. Straighten the legs. Turn your toes in, heels out. Sweep your hands behind your back just because we've been using the arms a lot. Lift your heart. Open the shoulders. Exhale, folding down. Prasarita Padottanasana. Once again, you can always stay here in this shoulder stretch.
Little bend in the elbows, squeeze of the palms, reaching the knuckles overhead. If you did the tripod tuck pike variation, we're going to do it again, but this time we're going to lift our knees off our arms. So crown of the head down, hands underneath the elbows, walk the knees to the triceps just like we did last time. Now here's the magic of understanding the idea of lightness and engagement integrity of the body. If you push down through your hands, if you pull your heels to your butt, you will find that your knees can lift very easily, not really easily, but it'll feel like a light lift off of your arms. If you want to keep feeling that press sensation, you'll lower the knees down, tap, and lift. Tap and lift. As long as you feel the core engage, your heels draw to your butt, you could even go up into your tripod headstand. Whew. And then slowly lowering back down into Prasarita Padottanasana. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, hands to your hips. Inhale, rising all the way back up to standing. Turn your left toes forward, the right heel back. Open the arms into that Virabhadrasana 2. Then straighten the left leg, turn the right foot to the back of the mat. Bend into your right knee for that surfer's lunge. Left toes face up, left foot flexed, open the arms. Now, one of my favorite transitions, push through the left heel. You can use your hands to crawl forward once again, squaring the hips and standing on your left leg, standing splits. If you're done, step it back through the vinyasa. If you want, you can take a few hops into that handstand with me, either hopping, looking forward at a wall if you like, or using a bit more of that cardio aspect, switching the legs, left foot down, right foot down. And then we'll take it back, vinyasa. Downward facing dog. You made it. Deep breath in through the nose. Sigh it out. The last thing we're going to do is a nice little stretch. Inhale, right leg reaches up and back. Exhale, pigeon prep, front of the mat. So right shin comes forward, left foot slides back. You can, if you're a bit more flexible, have that right shin more parallel to the mat. If that's not serving you, you can be on the top of the right foot. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Just like a warrior one, your pelvis is neutral to the front of the mat. So that would require your left inner thigh to spin up to the sky. So it's not just a hip stretch of the front leg, but a hip flexor stretch of the back leg. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, folding down. I always like to say that this pose is where you really get to use your yoga. So much comes up for us in this pose because it's working on so many tight spots of the body. I know I store my emotional tension in my hips, outer hips. Also, our hip flexors are constantly working hard to help us walk, but also when we're sitting, they're always scrunched up. So you're stretching these two very, very tight parts of the body. Use your breath. Use those exhalations to create a little more space for yourself. You can stay here. If you want to turn this into a back bend, you're going to prop yourself up to seated. Brace yourself with your right fingertips in front of the right knee. Open towards the back of the back of the mat, towards the back leg, and bend the knee, pull it in. So just pulling the leg in can be enough. If you want a deeper, safer stretch, try to square the torso and the hips to the front of the mat. If you want to take mermaid, you bring your left front of the foot into the elbow crease, square the torso to the front of the mat, and reach your right hand arm behind you, grabbing the left fingertips. The more you push the foot into that left elbow, the deeper the stretch will be in the front body or the upper front body. Or if you lean forward, the deeper the stretch will be in the hip flexors. Inhale and exhale, release. Taking your hands down, tucking your left toes under, and just scooting your left foot forward a little bit. Reach your right leg up and back. Bend the knee, open the hip. And place the right foot down on the mat. Let's do the other side. Inhale, left leg rises, bend the knee. Exhale, pigeon prep, bringing your left shin forward, sliding your right foot back. Once again, if you're a bit more flexible, you're looking for deeper sensation, you're going to shin parallel to the front of the mat, foot flexed, or you're on the top of the foot. Square the hips as you inhale. Exhale, folding in. I like to use my forearms as a pillow for my forehead. I'm going to pick it up. I like to use my forearms as a pillow for my forehead. If you find that you can't, or it's too much sensation to bring your forehead down to the mat, you can always prop your forehead up with a block, a bolster, or a pillow, or anything that works for you. Deep breaths. Stay here, or join me if you did it on the other side for mermaid pose. Open the right arm back towards the right leg, bend the right knee, pull the foot in. You can stay here or work the foot into the elbow crease, square the shoulders to the front of the mat, and reach your left forearm up and back behind your head. Not only do I feel a stretch in the front of my right leg, but I even feel a stretch across the pecs on the right side, so the front of the right chest and shoulder. Inhale. And exhale, releasing. Taking your hands flat underneath the shoulders, lifting the right knee up, and just stepping the right foot slightly forward. Reach your left leg up and back. Bend the knee, open the hip. And then left foot comes down. Knees come down, sitting onto your hips, swinging the legs out in front of you, and lying down onto your back. I'm ready for Shavasana. If you need to take anything at all to close your practice that I didn't do, do it. After all, it's your practice. When you're ready to lie down, close your eyes, relax every muscle in your body, and really connect with the feeling of lightness. A lot of times I feel like Shavasana is very hard because it's hard to relax. But after working on lightness through strength in our practice, hopefully your Shavasana feels very welcoming and it's a little easier to embrace the lightness. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Namaste.